Hello everyone, welcome back to Planescape Torment. Hold on one second. Come on. Yeah. Grip it and rip it. Alright, so we're in the Great Foundry right now. And I don't want to rush through this, so okay.
So, Grace, you have any sisters?
Thousands.
Ah, give me a moment to be delirious with joy.
Okay. Ah. Thildon. You see a slab-stomached man with thick arms and a scraggly beard. He smells as if he hasn't washed in ages, and his breath doesn't do much for your breakfast. He's in the process of ordering around subordinates as you approach him, and he deals a quick cuff to the ear of one of them. He turns to face you, hitching up his belt. What do you want? I had some questions. You want answers? Like what? Who are you? Thildon the Grey, supervisor for this yard. My job is to make sure my laborers get their jobs done, and to make sure people like you don't distract them. They work little enough as it is, the little sods, and they'd manage to lose the rest of the day in idleness if I weren't here. I'm tough, but I'm fair. Ask anyone. Why do they call you the Grey? Because I'm covered in soot most of the time from those blasted furnaces. It's a nickname my laborers have given me. Out of affection, no doubt. No doubt. That's right, they do. They know if they don't, they'll get what's coming to them. I see I had some other questions. I need to use the forge. Can you give me some more? He looks you up and down carefully, considering, and says, You want to be a smith, eh? Can't say the fire would do much to skin like that. Take it then, and don't get in the way of my workers. Good day, sir. Farewell, then. Okay, Alyssa Teald. You see a short woman with slight horns in her forehead and ears that curve sharply back on her skull. She smells faintly of sulfur, even over the reek of the foundry's fires. Greetings. What can I do for you? I'd like a tour. Ordinarily, there's nothing I'd like better. Sadly, right now we're a little busy. Come back in a year or so, and I'll be happy to provide one. What's going on? We've taken a huge and very, very secret contract. One that is taking up practically all our resources. We maintain a smaller operation for the day-to-day items for our other orders. Right now, the foundry is devoted to fulfilling our contract. Don't bother asking about it, because I won't tell you. You seem very firm about this. Very well, I had other questions. Where can I get those items to work the forge? If you can't find them lying around somewhere, then you'll have to buy them from the clerk. For a nominal price, of course. I need to get into that guarded room back there. I'd love to help you, but only the real high-ups can authorize that. You'd have to speak to Keldor about it. Okay. Forge. You step up to the forge. The heat is incredible. What do you do? Use the forge. Okay. Madeline. I'd like to pick up some gear for the forge. You're wanting to be a smith now, eh, lad? Very well. You'll need an apron, 10 copper, some tongs, another 10, and a hammer, which will be 20. That comes to, let me see, 50 copper. That comes to 40 copper, old man. What am I thinking? Of course it is. I tell you, memory's an insidious thing. That it is. Give me the stuff. Don't forget to pick up some ore from Tholon if you're wanting to work the forge. He's a miserly bastard, but he's the only person to get ore from. Thanks. Farewell. Alright. Use the forge. The fire is throwing off an incredible amount of heat, but thanks to your protection you are able to withstand it without any damage. Would you like to work the forge? Yes. Okay. Hey, sweetie. Hey. No. Pick up the ore with the tongs and hold it in the flame of the forge. The ore softens rapidly, soon becoming soft enough to work. Your hands grow slick with sweat. Place the softened ore on the forge and work it into shape. What would you like to forge? Something small and dangerous. A stiletto. Stiletto. A quick, easy weapon and one that will get you away from this inferno much sooner. Are you sure you want a stiletto? Yes. Now that is a nice piece of work. Your stiletto is not only functional, it's perfectly balanced and deadly looking. Nice work. This will serve me well in my upcoming trials. Now to get out of the flames. Okay, she's lawful neutral. Chaotic good. Chaotic neutral. And I'm still true neutral. I see a young woman. As you approach her, her eyes stare directly into yours. You get the uncomfortable feeling that she's not just examining your eye color. Her gaze seems to penetrate far deeper than that. Greetings, stranger. How goes your day? Well enough. I would like you to answer some questions for me. What answers do you seek, half-man? Why do you call me half-man?
Updated my journal.
I call you half-man because I cannot see your spirit. All other mortals who pass through my life show their spirits to me as a shining spark or a smoldering ember. You show nothing at all. I call you half-man because I cannot see your spirit as I see those of others. Whether this is because you have no soul or because you have transcended, I cannot say. One way or another, you are but half a man. What the other half is, I cannot say. Other questions? Who are you? Sarosa, daughter of Sandoz, one of the factors of the Godsmen. Family. My brother Sarosa is a child of the Foundry, yet I fear he's never embraced the philosophy of the believers of the Source. My father is a factor here, and his travels have led him far from the Foundry and into realms most mortals never even dream of achieving. Tell me more of your brother. Saros is a brash, impulsive lad, easily given over to his manhood. He is eager to prove himself equal of anything on the plains, full of the aggression of youth. I believe he feels himself more sensate than Godsman, further vindicating my belief that the sensates are the most immature of all the factions of Sigil. Why are they the most immature? Why are they the most immature? Because, like children, they do not understand that there's more beyond the world of the senses, beyond what one can see, hear, taste, touch, smell. Look around you. You are in the outer planes. This is belief made solid. But that does not mean this seemingly rough matter can be comprehended by the senses. This is belief. No mere physicality can match it. I see. Speak of other matters to me. Okay. Farewell.
I'm gone.
So, when are you
heading back to your knocking shop, succubus?
I don't know if I will be going back.
Well, it's where you belong, so maybe you should.
Niall Xander. You see a bushy-haired man clad in the height of fashion, if you consider fashion to have died 50 years ago. His clothing seems to consist of tattered street urchin rags, and he seems to affect a disdainful manner toward those around him, or that might be his actual manner. He doesn't even glance at you until you speak to him, and then his eyes begin searching your face carefully. You want something? Who are you? I am Nils Xander, great-grandson of the artificer Zero Xander, engineer, dreamer, creator, and I have finished his work, the work that you commissioned. Oh, the Dream Builder. Are you ready to claim the use of it now? A Dream Builder? What's that? It is both machine and ritual. It is a state of mind and a construct of steam and blood. It grants dreams to those who enter its confines. It was built for you, and it's waiting for you. Are you ready to finish it off? It has been waiting for you for decades. How do you know it was built for me? Because my great-grandfather, Zeno Xander, set your face in stone so that we would know you when you returned for the work you commissioned. He always thought you'd return, but no one else truly believed you would. Our family completed it because we said we would, and now, here you are. You still have this stone? No, it was stolen from me a year ago. I saw only a shadow flitting away. It was the only item taken from my home. I have no idea who'd take it, but I'd memorized the features. Alright, let's finish the Dream Builder. What I need to begin the final stages of the Dream Builder is a piece of your skin immersed in your blood, so that the machine can familiarize itself with your physical essence. It must be in a blue-green bottle to symbolize the dream sea on which you float. Flesh and blood, I've given enough of that lately. Answer a question for me first. What do you do here? What do I do? I'm the engineer of all engineers. I studied under the Tenari Smith Kazan, who tempered words on a forge of hate, quenched them in a trough of despair, and sent them forth to slaughter stupidity. Elements of phrases, caustic words were brought to him, and he created weapons of terrifying magnitudes. Weapons that would lay an enemy low and destroy the malformed ideas of others. I'm sure you've seen his work. Do you create evil weapons here? Not at all. My forge is not built on hate, but on understanding. I have also studied under the Archon artisan Terrasephiria, who created the healing touch of a gentle thought, ideas that would still any fiendish, spitting heart. He worked his will with love and devotion. My work blends theirs, as all mortal psyches blend elements of the demonic and the sublime. I'll have to think on this. Farewell.
All right.
Sorry, sir. No one's allowed up here till the Factor Sandoz gets back. You can't go in. What can you tell me about him? He's a believer, sir. A true believer. But he's moody, and all that travel across the multiverse can't be good for your head. You either lose perspective or get too much of it. Either way, it ain't good. I'm hoping he'll make it back safe. We'll see, I suppose. Farewell.
I'm gone.
You see a sandy-haired youth. He's on the cusp between adolescence and adulthood, and from his eyes, looks like he's trying to be as adult as possible without having the slightest idea how. In other words, he seems innocent. Hey, stranger, what can I do for you? You could answer a few questions for me. Tell me about yourself. Me? I'm Saros. I grew up around here. Got to run through the foundry, playing with stuff. I like pretty much everyone here, except for Thildon. Keep saying I'm not raised right and that my father's a poor parent. All I know is that Thildon's the biggest sod I ever met. I'm sure. Tell me about the people here. They're smiths and workers. I think they mean well, but they're also earnest and boring. They need to liven themselves up a bit, like, say, the Sensates. You like the Sensates, huh? They know how to live life. They know what it's all about. Not like these people. They keep pretending there's some big noble purpose to it all, but I don't see it. My sister says that life is more than our senses show, but I don't see how she knows that. Since all she knows is through her senses. I just don't get why people make this stuff up. Who's your sister, Sarosa? She can just look at someone and see what needs adding and what needs taking away. I don't know how she does it. My father always said it was something about her ascending to another level. He said she was a born godsman. Nothing more for now. Keldor. I see a sturdy man who looks like he's just bursting with vitality. His face is tanned and lined, and his black beard is beginning to show hints of white. Hail, stranger, and well met. What can I do for you this fine day? A few questions. Who are you? He smiles broadly. My friend, I am Keldor of Durian, one of the factotums of the Godsmen, and nominally in charge of this place while our true high-ups are gone in conclave. I'd like to see the secret project, if I could. He smiles. Friend, I can't give that to you until you prove yourself a friend of the Godsmen. Tell me more about your faction. Who are the faction's enemies? We don't have enemies, per se. Still, there are some who oppose our beliefs. The bleak cabal scoff at the idea that we evolve towards something more perfect. I figure that if they don't think there's a point, they might as well get it over with, like the Dustmen ought to. The Dustmen think that life is an illusion, preparing for the big death, and our belief champions the cause of life. They promote death, we celebrate life. What could be more opposed? Hmm. Where would I find a vial of... Where would I find such a specific kind of vial? Um, I don't know that I want to fetch that for you. You don't, eh? Then maybe you ought to remember that you're fetching these items for a design you funded for a project you wanted to create in the first place. For a device so impractical that the solution to it consumed the lives of 4 generations of my family. All for you. If you want to see this project complete, you'll finish the final stages and stop your endless whining. Fine, alright, I'll do it. Just stop yelling at me.
Done.
Okay.
done.
You, really like to talk, don't you? She shuffles her feet and looks embarrassed. Well, I've been told that I probably talk a bit too much, and, well, people tend to avoid me. And I don't really have any friends or male friends courting me. Sometimes I get lonely. Her voice gets lower and lower until she's finally silent. She stares at the ground at her feet. I don't think you're a bad person, Karina. I happen to
Updated
like
my
you.
journal.
She gives you a hopeful look. Really? Thank you so much. I don't know your name. I don't remember my name. She frowns, starts to say something, then thinks better of it. She shrugs her shoulders. What's in a name? It's just nice to know I have a friend. She smiles. Farewell, Karina. Karina smiles and looks bubbly. Hello, friend. It's so good to see you again. Okay. Did I fuck that up? Okay. Her name is Karina. He snaps his attention back to you. I beg your pardon. You know her, citizen? He looks to Karina again. Voice of an angel. Such a pretty young thing. Yes, and she's also lonely. I'm certain she would welcome the company of a gentleman.
Updated my journal.
He glances at you, then back at Karina. Excuse me a moment, citizen. He steps around you and heads toward Karina. Corvus returns to you and is smiling brightly. Thank you, friend. A wonderful young lady. He looks a little glassy-eyed. Farewell, Corvus. Okay. I see your wares. Okay, he sells weapons. Okay.
What's up? Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
What is your will?
Yes?
Anna just looks at you as you address her and she frowns. Aye, what do you want now? You alright? Anna just glares at you. I wanted to ask you some questions. Why don't you ask the stuck-up-yibus your questions, then? Anna's eyes narrow to slits. Why are you even traveling with her? We don't need her. We don't. Anna, please. You're very important to me and I need your help. Oh, aye, and why is that then? This should be rich, it should. You pity me, is that it? You think I slow you down? Go on, say it. I don't pity you, and you don't slow me down. You're quick, you're skilled, and I really need all the help I could get. Anna frowns, her tail flicking back and forth. Well, no, I'll gut her. If she starts sizing us up for a feast, I will. She glares at you. And don't get any ideas I'm staying because you want me to. I'm just helping you out, I am. Alright. You see Marta. She lumbers about the room, her joints popping as she bends over, pick up objects from the various tables. She is mumbling to herself in a strange sing-song voice. Questions. Marta glances up as you speak. Did the one say questions, Marta? Marta blinks and frowns. Aye, Marta. He said such, for he wears the asking look on him. He does. Why are you pulling out the corpse's teeth and stitches?
My journal.
Put him aside. Marta, that's what I does here. She scratches her head. Aye, Marta, we do. Stitchy thread and teethies are precious, can be turned into jink. Strip the corpses we bring ya, they tell Marta. Pull out teethies, stitchies, thingies inside the corpse, strip 'em cold, and then we'll sell 'em to the dusties. You look for things inside the corpse? Can you dig around in my body for anything? Marta squints at you. Then nods. Marta can do that. Can't ya, Marta? Yes, you can. I am not going to watch this. Where? Marta is studying you as if looking for the best place to crack you open. Let me... read about hiding something within your own body. So I swallowed it, hoping it'd catch in the bowels. I can make someone remove it. Okay. Can you dig in my body to find anything? Okay. Check the intestines. Anything could be lodged in there. You lie upon the table, and Marta stands over you. A rusty knife at the ready. There's a stabbing pain as she slices into your abdomen, then cuts brutally downwards in a saw-like motion, exposing your innards. Despite the pain, you watch in silent, morbid fascination as she plunders your organs, humming to herself. Watch. Ah! There is a wrenching pain as Marta lifts up the ropey mass of your intestines, blood and other fluids streaming from it. Look at this, Marta. Look at this. I see. Cut there. Marta makes a small, deft incision in the side of one of the intestines, and you hear a ting as something small and metallic strikes the floor.
Updated my journal.
Marta then dumps the soupy mass back into your torso. He reaches down, picks up the object. A ring, it appears, and she flicks it to you. Pretty, eh, Marta? She nods. Yes, Marta. One shouldn't swallow such a thing. No. Thanks. Was there anything else? Marta shakes her head. Nothing more nothing, eh, Marta? Should we try someplace else, Marta? No, yeah, farewell. The ropey mass of bloody intestines appears to be yours. You have to admit it makes you uncomfortable to see them outside of your body.
Endure. In enduring, grow strong. I shall serve.
Done.
Okay, Morton has the bronze sphere. Let's trade. I rest here. Okay.
A ring without a proposal? How improper.
Okay. Questions? Okay.
All right.
Hmm.
Done.
Tattoo parlor, maybe? Fel could probably...
This is probably the worst place we can be in Sigil at the worst time.
Done.
Could probably do something with my skin.
This is one of Fel's studios, is it not? I have long wanted to meet him.
Fall from Grace, can you translate for me? One of those frames in the back room. Okay. Grace seems mesmerized by the skin-stretched frames around you, but she manages to turn away to translate the symbols. This is his gallery. Her voice is reverent, respectful. He says that you are his canvas, that he both admires you and is saddened for you. Saddened for me? Okay. He says that the mark of torment is upon your flesh. Grace's voice drops, that tragedies and losses have been built upon it, like stones upon a foundation. He says you have endured much pain. What does he mean? Grace nods slightly, almost unconsciously, as she continues to translate. Bell says he admires you because you have not surrendered to loss, despite the fact that the chains of loss still hang upon you. Grace turns to you. He admires your strength. Bell says these losses you have endured cover this life and all your past lives. Grace's voice drops and her eyes gleam as if fascinated. He says you shed lives like a molting serpent, that you are experiencing all the lives that are possible for a man. Does he say anything else? Fel wishes to warn you that Grace studies the next series of symbols. He wishes to warn you that each of your lives casts a shadow on existence. He seems to chew this over for a moment, then continues. He says you will travel to a place where these shadows have gone mad and regrets have scarred the earth. See, does he say anything else? Fel says that you should not sign anything. Grace raises an eyebrow. He does not say why. Very well. Fel asks if you feel whole, if you feel incomplete somehow. I Don't. In fact, ever since I woke up in the mortuary, I feel like something's missing. Something inside. Fel nods. Okay. Fel says you are a strong man to have endured so much. Grace turns to you. His next words are mine as well. Keep faith. In doing so, you shall become complete again. Hmm.
Why not then? Just show it to me.
All right.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Done.
Apothecary, maybe? Okay. The old engineer in the foundry tells me I need to get a sample of my blood and skin for his machine to work. I need you to do that for me. Scraping? Very well. He takes up a razor blade in a wide-mouthed bottle. Pestle then removes a small section of skin from your forearm, placing it into the bottle along with a small quantity of your blood. He then places some gauze over your wound and hands you the bottle. Need anything more, sir? No, that's all. Thanks and farewell. This is a shimmering piece of filigreed metalwork that you picked up in the Great Foundry. It looks almost gauzy. Sharp edges protrude from it. You have no idea where it goes right now, but it must be important if you commissioned it for yourself. All you need to do to activate it is find the proper key. Mort, where are you going, Mort?
All right.
I've got it right here. Take it. Show me my
Updated
dreams.
my journal.
The machine requires a bird cage adorned with razors, fine wrought, to mimic the destructive power of dreams, and their ability to capture our hearts and imaginations. Search in the siege tower for the cage I have commissioned. How do I get in there? You have proven yourself to be resourceful. Find a way. Tell me of the project you're working on. Tell me about the project to restore our lives, complete and defend? No, I don't think so. Not yet, anyway. Let's just say it's powerful and it'll be worth the effort we've put into it.
All right.
Get your slave over here! Open the front of blood!
Question. Okay.
Come on, we got a special on slaves! Use them for whatever you will! They're right over here! Step right
Hmm.
I'm gone.
Hmm.
I'm gone.
Uh, Siege tower. Hmm.
Done.
Okay. Hmm. Uh,
This air's making my skull itch.
Come on, we got a special on slaves. Use them for whatever you will. They're right over here. Step right up.
Aye? Right.
the mechanism that operates this does not have a Okay, so I can't unlock it.
Slave, over here! Go for the friends of one!
Done.
Come on, we got a special on slaves. Use them for whatever you will. They're right over here. Step right up.
Hmm. Hmm. Anything interesting? Tell me about the tower. Ha, he laughs, but it soon breaks into coughing. One of the more damnable mysteries of this ward. Here tell it simply dumped itself in sigil one day many, many years ago. No idea where it came from, how it got there, or how to get into the damn thing. Takes up space and looks like a sight. After all the... It looks like a sight. All them acid burns, weapon scars. Looks like it's seen a few hundred wars, it does. Okay, so that siege tower came here from another plane, seemingly. Then is the only way to get into it from the same plane? I'll put a pin in that for now.
Done.
Stone Gullet of Lafile the Gross. Lafal the Gross. The gurgling stone gullet of Lafal the Gross is not as well known as most artifacts tend to be. No wars have been waged over it, no betrayals, no epic journeys into the underworld. Only a few moralizing sorcerers, a fat man and his stomach. As the legend goes, Lafal the Gross was said to have been a promising practitioner of the art, sorcerer's apprentice to one of the last seers of Essanon. Despite his skill at the art, however, his gluttony was the subject of much ridicule among his peers. During the last great massing of Essanon, Lafal was invited to dine at the center table, but unknown to him, his peers had filled his wine goblet with an elixir of turning flesh to stone. With an elixir of turning flesh to stone to teach the rotund student a lesson. Lafal consumed such great amounts of food and drink during the mass, however, that it diluted the potion's effects. Complaining of a stomach ache hours after the feast, the local healers discovered that Lafal's stomach had turned into stone, yet was still capable of digesting food. Lafal lived the rest of his days happily eating, though his gullet was a few pounds heavier than before. When he finally died, his stomach was removed as an oddity, and since then it has wandered the plains in search of new stomachs. To use the artifact, one must consume it. It has the consistency of stale bread, but doing so will turn the eater's stomach into the stone gullet. Devouring the stone gullet of Lafal will grant the user the blessing of stone and rock and slight resistance to stomach acid. Kaleidoscopic gem. Kaleidoscopic eye. This shimmering jewel is actually the corpse of a radiance spirit from the upper plane of Elysium. When these creatures pass away, they leave their shimmering husks behind. These husks are often mistaken for jewels or semi-precious stones. Their essence is still that of harmony and goodness, and they can only be employed by a creature whose heart is filled with good intentions. The kaleidoscopic eye can either be wielded in the hand or placed in an empty eye socket, depending on whether its owner wishes to use it for defense or offense. When held, the user may summon its power to harness ambient light, twist it, and then turn it against his enemies. When placed in the owner's eye socket, the eye grafts itself to the wearer's skull and helps shield its new owner. It absorbs a portion of the energies from incoming attacks and provides proof against all manner of magical attacks. When the kaleidoscopic eye's offensive power is exhausted, it cracks and turns to dust. Oh boy. You unfold the shimmering metal and immediately begins crackling with life. It begins forming itself into a metallic circle hovering in the air. There's something in your possession that has activated this portal. You get the feeling that you probably ought to make sure you have everything you need. You might not be back in Sigil for a long time. Fold it up, put it away. Alright. Let's dump some stuff I don't need. Oh, that was a consumable, wasn't it? Oh. Or, I guess not. Alright. Wait a second, let me... Step through the portal. Ravel's Maze.
Done.
we go.
Ravel. The plump, hook-nosed crone before you doesn't look much like a myth. She is outfitted in a simple, if dirty, brown shirt and leggings, with a number of pouches hanging from her frayed belt. She seems oblivious to your presence, more concerned with the tangled black roots woven together from the floor of the maze than anything transpiring around her. Alright. Study her for a moment. A tangle of jagged gray hair juts from beneath the crone's hood, spreading down her shoulders like a mass of twisted gray roots. Sticky blue-gray flesh hangs in loose folds from her face. Her narrow chin, long and sharp, juts forward in an extreme underbite. The two filthy yellow canines protrude from her lower jaw, like small tusks. Ravel? The crone's voice is thick and scratchy, as if trying to force its way past layers of dust. Her eyes are a dull, bloody red, with black veins running through them like tree branches. As she gazes at you, a strange crawling sensation passes through you, like snakes burrowing beneath your skin. Greetings, Ravel.
Hello, my pretty thing. Have you returned at last? You were gone so long. I feared you forgot poor, lonely Ravel.
Ravel, okay. Ravel's face splits into a grotesque smile, displaying a row of chipped yellow fangs. I did forget for a time. Now I have returned. Have you? But what has returned? She squints at you with her black-veined eyes and hisses softly. Let Ravel see how you've fared in this life. She reaches out as if to caress you, and you suddenly notice her fingers or talons, each fingernail filthy and wickedly sharp. Let her touch you. Her ragged talons trace their way across your skin, and in their wake you feel the same strange, tingling sensation you felt when Ravel first looked at you. Her eyes dim somewhat, and her talons slide gently along the contours of your face, lingering on your scars. Wait. Ravel's finger withdraws, and she looks at you sadly. Oh, sad, sad, broken half thing. All a pieces. She squints at you again. No longer the one Ravel knew, are you? Are you still a broken, after all this sad, sad time? Broken? What do you mean? A body you possess, but a body of knowledge you do not? She points her ragged talon at your chest, at your scars. Many and such scars you have, all scrawled on your skin. Many tales does your skin tell. What tales does my skin tell? Your scars and tattoos shout to me, here's a man in confrontation with the world. Ravel makes a crooning noise, not unlike a dying bird. Yes, such tales as would shrivel even a hag's ears. Tell me these tales. I would know them. The tales are many. They echo of balance imbalanced, trials of war, battles with fiendish elements, and a creature that feeds on others from afar to sustain itself. And of torments. Such torments flesh has never known. Balance imbalanced? Divided in two, you were, where your mortality was peeled from you. No longer balanced, much a broken in the separation. Both a blessing and a mistake. But more mistake than blessing, Ravel thinks. You took my mortality? How? Forgotten the how of it, I have. Have I? Ravel's gaze dims for a moment, the black veins swimming in her eyes. And even if I remembered it, I would never do it twice. Not forgotten the moment have I, after the break, seeing the pain stream from your veins, your cries like a wailing child, every bit of your being filled with emptiness. Terrible, even for those eyes. So, that's why I feel hollow inside, because my mortality is gone? Very well. What are these other tales my skin tells? Trials of war? Great, great trials of war. Much too much to be borne by any mortal thing. What war? Where? This war touches all, my precious half-man. There is no place where its caress is not felt. Did it touch you? Ravel's voice drops, almost bitter. To this, Ravel says, Aye. That would explain the scars. Battles with fiendish elements? 2 fiends butt heads. Ravel sniffs as if in contempt. Their tiny heads filled with ideas of how the planes should be, yet can never be, or the planes they would be no longer. Such foolishness. I'm not certain I understand. Creature that feeds on others from afar? No base hungers do you feel, but far, far more terrible ones boil beneath your skin. And such a cost. Hungers? What do you mean? I know not. Not? Not the nature nor the cause of these hungers. But heed this. Coming events cast their shadows before them, my precious half-man. There is no assaying of what these events will be, not even with Ravel's eyes. And these torments. What are these torments you speak of? A lodestone pulls iron to it, and so do you, my precious half-man, but it is not iron, but tormented souls. As others suffer, they are drawn to you, and your path becomes theirs. She makes a sweeping gesture. Do you not see them in the eyes of those that have traveled here with you? My companions? What do you mean? Do you wish to explain, Gith? Ravel throws a burning glance at Dakon, tempered with a fanged smile. Vows may prove tighter than any chain, no. The manacles of a race once enslaved, now a slave again. Dakon is silent, but his blade shifts at Ravel's words. The blade darkens, the edge sharpening until the crotch itself seems to carry a horrible malevolence about it. Watch your words, Ravel. The chattering skull. Ravel doesn't bother to even look at Mort, as if he is beneath her notice. Are the quips enough of a shield for what lies buried inside your brain box? Why speak truths when lies suffice? Mort? What do you mean, Ravel? The abyssal temptress. Ravel sneers, her yellowed fangs piercing her purpled lips as she squints at fall from grace. A skin so fair, lips so rich, eyes that might cause you to forget Ravel herself. And yet she suffers more than any other. When one turns on their nature, many are the torments that arise from such a betrayal. Ravel, Grace replies softly, almost cautiously, I have come to terms with... You lie, succubus! Ravel's lips peel back in a snarl. You lie. Do not dare lie to me when your heart is a book to me. Every word you spit screams of your torment. Have a care with your words, Ravel. Enough of this. Ah. Ravel gestures at Anna as if she is for sale upon an auction block. Look upon the feisty tiefling, such fiery hair and voice. Ravel smiles, baring her rows of yellowed teeth. Shall I speak of your torment, tiefling? Anna seems paralyzed, her eyes wide as Ravel turns her black-veined gaze to her. You can see her trembling, her heart beating fast. No. No, I shall not speak of it. Ravel's voice drops, almost in exhaustion, and the smile fades from her face. Grown tired of cruelties and torments, Ravel has. The world is a jagged enough place. She turns to you, her bloody eyes dimmed, and she sighs. And my precious, precious half-man, for you, the greatest torment of all, life forevermore. Can it be life cares for you as Ravel does? She gnashes her yellow tusks with a horrid clacking noise. One so brave, so passionate, so terribly lost. Sad, sad. Ravel, why did you make me immortal? I must know. A puzzle of bone and skin were you, always intriguing, and the most beloved of all, who came to me, petitioning, requesting, pleading, pleading for help. Ravel stares hard at you, her black-veined ember eyes narrowing. So hard to see past the scars, to dig up the man who once was underneath. Ravel, can you tell me anything about who I once was? A shadow with substance, a seeking that which casts the light. I know you more and no. Ravel pauses, her eyes dimming. No more than I know the nature of any man. Crossed paths have we, a man tainted with undeath, still feeling the pangs of separation, and an old withered crone, now all imprisoned. Crossed paths. Seems it that we are meeting for the first time? No, not? Ravel seems confused for a moment, then shudders as if throwing off a weight. Not at all. An echo of a future meeting, this is, or a past meeting, depending on which way time is facing. So this meeting echoes a meeting in the past? The now and then, very similar? So tangled the now and then is, both mirrored in each other. Once and again, you come afore me with a problem. You challenge me for a solution to an impossibility. Ravel hisses at you and her eyes blaze. Beautiful, ungrateful, beloved man. What was this impossibility I asked you to solve? Ravel doesn't seem to have heard you. He still seems to be in the past, her eyes dim as if looking far away. Such fire in your eyes, enough to stir a grey lady's heart. Passion to be free, but when freed, the fire in your eyes guttered out. With the separation, your life has shed all meaning, I fear. Ravel smiles with her yellowed fangs, then clicks them together as if laughing. Mayhap you should sit on your hind legs and limp your forepaws. Mayhap Ravel will give you another scrap of knowing. If begging will bring me answers, then I beg you, Ravel. Tell me what you know. I need your help in remembering what happened. Ah, a gentled heart now. Ravel's black-veined eyes glint, and the corner of her mouth twists upwards, like a snake. Has life softened you? Ah, but one can hope. Ravel, I have many questions I wish to ask you. Oh, more questions do you have? Ravel croons softly, but there is an edge to it, as if she is reprimanding you. But you have already asked so many. Ravel's black-veined eyes take on a curious gleam. The time for my questions is now, half-man. Very well, Ravel. Ask your questions. Know this and know Ravel's law. Hey, Fuchsia. It's going fine. I'm talking with Ravel right now, and I'm kind of into that. Know this and know Ravel's law. If you do not answer my questions, no more of your questions will I answer, my precious man. Step lightly with the answers, or the asking shall tear you apart. Your rules are fair. Ask your questions, Ravel. I would know why you traveled here with these others. Know not the place they were traveling to? They chose to walk this path with me. Chose? Ah, a dangerous word. Is it so? Yes. Yes. Ravel throws a black-veined glance at Dakon, her voice like an arrow. Is it choice, Gif? Is it? Or is it a matter of two skies? Dakon's blade bleeds into a vicious dead black, mirroring his eyes, and to your surprise, Karach edge silently splits into jagged fangs. Ravel, leave him be. I will answer your questions, not them. Ravel turns to Mort. Skull, skull, skull. Ravel clicks her tongue after each word, and her smile widens. Your expression is difficult to read without the skin wrapping, but I feel your fear from here. Coming here was not your choice. Well, I didn't have anything better to do except to go to one of the ladies' mazes and meet one of the evilest creatures ever to set foot in Sigil, so I said, sure, why not, Mort? Be quiet. Ravel, be quiet? Mort clacks his teeth. Like the hells I will. I think we've listened to this crone rattle her bone box enough. And now she's got some pair of stones saying I haven't got any skin. So what if I don't? Obviously, the fact she has skin has done wonders for her looks. Does she think I like being naked all the time? And another thing. More, cut it out. Ravel. Look. The succubus. Ravel squints. Did she have a choice? Mayhap in her smooth-skinned mind of soft silks and hard truths. Maybe choice... But no, a sensate must experience all, and to refuse to come. Not a sensate would you be. Still no choice. Ravel, enough of this. The tiefling, the fiery one. Ravel cackles softly, and her eyes kindle as if amused. No choice at all. When you feel instead of think, there is little room for choice. Anna makes no response. Ravel's mere presence seems to have silenced her. Her tail has stopped flicking, however, and her eyes have lost their hard edge. Enough with this, Ravel. What other questions did you have? Shh. There will be time enough for you to speak, my precious man. Ravel taps a talon against one of her yellowed tusks. This question next. What do you feel for these that have come with you? Do they matter in your heart? She smiles, black veins dancing in her eyes. Or are they tools for your will? They matter to me. Even the gift? Ravel's ember gaze falls on Dakon, then slides off to lock with your eyes again. Speak what he means to you, and say it true, or blanketing my garden he will be. He is my ally. I know him. He is my friend. Ah. Ravel nods, then she smiles again, her talons tapping against each other. Does that surprise you? What of the skull? Ravel doesn't even bother to look at Mort. Surely he matters not to one such as you. Or does he? Oh God, do I wanna... He can be annoying, but he has his uses. Curious, curiouser, curious her. Ravel smiles. Quite the puzzle box you are shaping up to be. What else lurks in the dark places of your mind? I hide nothing. Ah, Ravel's voice takes on a threatening weight, and she turns to fall from grace, her red eyes blazing. And here's the core of it. The abyssal temptress. Does she rise above the merely carnal to you? Or is she something else in your eye? Grace says nothing. She seems to be studying Ravel intently. You are suddenly struck with the feeling Grace is sizing up Ravel for weaknesses. Ravel turns back to you. Clacking her yellowed tusks, as if in anticipation. Speak, precious man, but have a care where your words fall. For a fiend who has lived many centuries, she has little to say about her past. I don't trust her yet. Ravel slides her gaze off of you and narrows her eyes at Grace. Enough of these games, Ravel. Look. Ravel turns, clacks her tusks, then glances at Anna with a sneer. And what of this slip of flesh? The fiendling, the tiefling with the scarlet hair and the fiery passion. What is she to you, my precious man? I like her company. I consider her my friend. Ravel glances at Anna, then snorts, her black-veined eyes gleaming. So be it. Enough of these games, Ravel. Look, my next question is this. Ravel's voice drops, almost whispering, and suddenly you have a strange feeling she does not want to hear the answer. Why did you wait so long to return to me? Ravel grew lonely without you, precious man. The way to this place is difficult, Ravel. Is the way so hard? A hint of a smile plays on the corners of her mouth. Then your visit is precious, and I give thanks. Have you another question for me? Ah, yes. The third and last question is this. As Ravel opens her mouth to speak her final question, you are suddenly gripped with the terrible realization that this final question has murdered many others to whom it has been asked. You know what it is, and you feel it welling up within you, and you feel compelled to ask it. Echo, what can change the nature of a man?
What can change the nature of a man?
I see you have not forgotten. Ravel smiles, her yellowed fangs gleaming. What is your answer? Regret. And that is your answer? The veins in Ravel's eyes begin to shift slightly, and she gives an evil smile. Be certain before you say. It may not be your answer, but it is my answer. And that is all I wished for, my precious man. Ravel's smile relaxes. A simple answer, and in the end, many are the men have I laid low while they sought my answer. That's it? I thought. Ravel cackles. Countless times has the question been asked, and not once did the pathetic shells who came afore me answered with their answer, but always sought to creep inside my mind and find what I thought. Shh! There is no truth in that. I don't believe you. In fact, I don't think they ever could have answered you true, even if it was true to them. Ravel falls suddenly, strangely, silent. She's watching you warily. You never cared about any answer other than mine. Ever. Did you? Yet still you asked the question, knowing that no matter what the answer they gave, they would die by your hand.
Updated my journal.
Ravel hisses. Of course your answer was the only one I sought, for you were the only reason I asked the question. Did you think I cared for them? Tch! Did you think I even cared a fraction of the amount for them that I cared for you, my precious man? Answer me that. I'm through answering your questions, Ravel. Now you'll answer mine. Of course, ever questions, ever questions. Why did you make me immortal, Ravel? It's what you wanted, seedling, and you asked so sweetly. Now how could Ravel say no to one such as you? Immortality was your solution and your challenge to me. My solution. But why? I don't know, seedling. Time has chipped away at my memories as well, it would seem. Seem? If you remember, tell me. I'm a curious myself. It must have been something important. Isn't it in the nature of a man to want to live forever? Only if what lies on the other path carries greater pain. Ravel, this is very important. Do you have any idea why I asked you to do it? Death was a thing you needed to dodge. An easy thing to say, mayhap, but to do, it is not. Immortality, even with its flaws, was the best solution this withered mind could untangle. Yet, lead is not easily a change to gold, but it is possible, thought the unwise. Ravel. If water can be drawn from blood, mortality can be taken from a mortal, peeled back like a sticky film. So you pulled it off? The gulf between man and unman is great. You traveled the distance. I provided the means, but you crossed on your own. Ravel slaps her head and rakes her hand through her hair. Bad Ravel. Mortals are too flawed to be made to last. Still, they break. They must be dragged kicking and screaming into an unhealthy new mold. Unhealthy. So the ritual was flawed. Shortcuts must be made, and they can break the molded, for it is not always the mold that breaks, but the substance poured within it. Force something into a shape it was not meant to be, and it breaks. I thought the material was of stronger stuff, but you have been broken. But I am immortal. Surely that was a success. You have survived long, immortal one, but you have become the prey of the creature that is life. She cups her hands, then reverses it, forming a canopy with her hands. The body is but a hut for the soul, but now no one dwells in your hut. What went wrong with the ritual? Puzzle-fleshed, broken, beautiful, beautiful mortal man. The ritual was not a finished thing. Ravel's brows wrinkle, and her talons pick at her hair, tugging on a lone strand. The ritual gave you what you wanted, but... The ritual gave you what you wanted, but great were the costs. Casting of shadows, the quiet, violent deaths of the mind, and the pain-taking emptiness. These things dangerous are in such a fragile vessel, no matter how strong a mortal man. Regret them, and the ritual do I. Casting of shadows. Ungrateful shades, but ungrateful without cause? The shades, they hate you, nameless one, for they are fathered by you. Your children, once forsaken, they will never forgive. They will do everything they can to destroy the parent. Such is the way of children. How do I father shades, these shadows? Oh boy. Oh shit. You cast shadows on existence, nameless one. With every death, a shadow arises fresh from the fields of your flesh. They wander for a time, but always they return, looking to murder their parent. Such is the way of many offspring. Ravel purses her lips in disapproval, then suddenly pokes you in the chest with a talon. And thankless young men such as yourself. Tell me more about this ritual. The ritual gave you what you wanted, but great were the costs. Okay. The quiet, violent death of the mind? 1,000 deaths, and you recover from each. Not so the mind. The mind is much more fragile. Its scars run deep and do not heal. The brain is encased in a hard-bone shell, difficult to breach, but with no defense against that which eats at it from within. Pain-taking emptiness? You have a hole where... Where? Where your mortality once lay within your shell. She makes her hand into a fist and shakes it. Rattle, rattle goes the hollow man, a baby's plaything, with naught but a tiny stone that it clatters and clacks in your frame. Despite these problems, it seems like the ritual worked.
Updated my journal.
Do you doubt, Ravel? Of course I delivered on what was promised. Not long after the spell drew to a close, I killed you to see if it had worked. You struggled so, but I kept my grip tight and watched you die your first of many deaths. Ravel clacks her teeth. Then was I learned in its flaws. What flaws? Ego enwraps us like a prison. Forget I did that it oft-times serves as a shield. Ravel clicks her tongue. My pretty, pretty thing, there is much wisdom and understanding in the truth that life is a preparation for the ultimate goal, death. Our life is a means by which we learn how to die, if we forget such things. So that's when you discovered I lost my memories when I died. Yes, Ravel nods. Unfortunate, without the mortality to hold such memories tight. The shell a body is. So you took my mortality from me. Is it still intact? Ravel seems surprised, then alarmed. Yes, yes, yes! Fear not for a broken mortality. If you are here, you are talking at me. Intact your mortality must be. Such a thing cannot, not, not be destroyed as long as you exist. You are an anchor of your mortal soul. As long as you are intact, so shall it be. Made to last are you. Ravel smiles and gives a wheezing laugh. For life swallowed you and spit you out. It swallowed him, but I don't know if he came out of that end. Enough of this. Look, Ravel, you took my mortality from me, and it has caused more harm than good. I would take it back now. You have had it over long, I think. Ah, you make a demand. You make a demand? Ravel's black-veined eyes sharpen and twist, taking a disturbing awareness. And she bares her yellow fangs. No, no, no. That, Ravel, I will not do. What is undone cannot be done. Why not? Ravel cannot give such a thing to you, my precious man, for Ravel has nothing to give. I never possessed you or your mortality, though I wished to keep them both in my garden as selfish affection's keepsakes, trace the patterns of your flesh. But such things Ravel could not bring herself to do. Why not? You loved him. Anna breaks her silence. She sounds astonished. You loved him, you did. Ravel gives a low, wide smile. Is that so hard for you to believe, fiendling? She cackles softly to herself. Does Ravel, being Ravel, and thus a myth, not deserve to carry such a feeling in her black brambled heart? No creature is undeserving of such a feeling, Ravel. Grace speaks softly. The histories do not paint such a compassionate picture of you, however. Shh! Past is past, and histories care little for us speaking the truth of it. Ravel frowns, then her voice drops slightly, threateningly, as she studies Grace. The feeling brushed me, yes. And now hold your silvered tongue, abyssal daughter. I need not your soft words to cloud the air here. The man and I shall speak, and you shall bow out of this. I shall attend to you shortly. Enough, Ravel. You don't have my mortality. Where is it? I don't know, sweet thing, but if I were you, I'd get it back quick, quick. No telling what horrible things someone could do to you if they held your mortality for ransom. Ravel clicks her talons together. It would like beholding someone's sweet, succulent soul. A puppet dancing on someone's strings would you be, and a most sad puppet, too. Too? Know where it is, I do not. Hold a moment. You say you don't know where my mortality is. Do you know someone who does know where it is? Ravel smiles horridly, her tusks gleaming. Clever, clever, clever you are. Yes, there is another who might know the things that Ravel does not. Another may know? Who? Ravel's eyes dim, as if she is staring at something in the distance, and her voice lows. A fair-skinned one, must you ask? An angel, a deva, one who soars on the wings of morning and with his hands is the architect of horizons. He lies beyond my keeping, in another cage and another prison. In his knowing is the knowing of what you wish to know. Ask him your questions, listen to his answers. Use them as guides. Where can I find this angel? In a leaving this prison to another cursed prison will you arrive, though it may not appear as such to casual glances. Step lightly, and find the golden link in the ever-shortening chain. The light shall give the dark of the matter, and new paths shall open to you. Delightfully cryptic, though not surprising. Thanks. Ravel cackles. Of the past I am not held to particulars. You are fortunate to receive anything, O caustic one. Oh, am I? It's just that the chain of who knows what and where they are never seems to be a smooth series of links. Ravel smiles, holding up one of her talons. And that is why you must keep each link safe, for if they are not smooth now, imagine what the chain will be like when more links shatter. Time and death are not as patient with others as they are with you. That better not have been a threat. Not a threat of mine, but a very real threat nonetheless. What if one of your precious links was to die? What if you forgot yourself again? What would you do then? Where would your stolen mortality be then? It would be lost forever, for there would be no one left to ask how to reach it. Tracing your path would become harder. Mayhap impossible. True enough. In any event, I had other questions for you, Ravel. Of course. Ever questions, ever questions. Questions about you. Why were you imprisoned, Ravel? I tried to help a lady, and kindly she did not take to it. A lady of pain? You tried to help her? My offering of help was unwelcome. I tried to set her free. Sigil is the cage, a city of doors and locks, is a prison for her. It must be, mustn't it be? Why else call the city of Sigil the cage? And who is caged? The lady. A prison so small for one so great. Unjustness, wrongness, intolerable to torment a woman thusly. I think I know who should be in a cage. I tried to break the cage, let the lady go free. She makes a shooing motion, her expression becoming pained as she scatters invisible birds. Shoo, shoo, O pained woman. Let Sigil's ring be broken so you might fly far from its filthy streets and the stupid Dabus that dare not speak in words for fear their thoughts would be overheard. Ravel's hands slowly stop their shooing motion, and she gives a slow sigh. Go on. Before I could finish, I have found myself here, and my memory is none the better for the trip. Much has slipped away, much forgotten. Yes, it was. Was. Ravel smiles with her yellow teeth. The dwindling of memory has become a comfort to these old bones. Much have I forgotten. I am fortunate in that I still remember you. Ravel, but why did you try to free the Lady of Pain from Sigil? Ravel's voice drops, almost reprimanding. Sent anyone, even a power, being imprisoned, and think that everyone, whether stones, shores, or quiet-bladed ladies, should be free. Some have said more fool, I. Why risk such a thing, they said. Is that what you were trying to do when I met you so long ago? Were you trying to set me free? Quite possibly. Possibly quite. Life's chains and fear of death may have gripped too tightly on the man I knew. You? Knew then. Ravel picks at one of her jagged gray hairs, wrapping it around her finger. No liking for chains and cages does Ravel have. So I was caged somehow, or chained? It sounds to me as if your memory is stirring, Ravel. Yes. Ravel blinks for a moment, and her black-veined eyes become duller, as if she has been struck with a heavy weapon. Her talon tightens round the gray hair, so tightly it looks like she is about to tear it from her skull. Mayhap you were trapped, but it was no normal cage that held you. Do you have any idea what held me?
My journal.
Ravel looks confused, and her face twists as if she isn't fighting an unpleasant thought. I have forgotten. Mayhap a promise? No. No. Her finger tightens around the gray hair, and to your surprise, there is a snap like a twig breaking, and Ravel tears the hair from her head. A trickle of black blood worms from beneath her skull cap, and she hisses in anger. Ravel, are you all right? No more, will I say. Ravel's face wrinkles in pain, the talon covered with the blood-tipped gray hair. Even plucked from her head, it looks jagged and stiff. Do not know, and no knowing shall I share. She stares down at the gray hair wrapped around her talon, and then she hisses, looks at you. Take this, and leave the past where it lies, half-man. Alright. Thank you for the information you have given me, Ravel. I must leave now. Hold. Ravel's voice drops to a low hiss, like that of a serpent. The most important question you have yet to ask, my precious man. Has it occurred to you yet? Yes, I need to know how to leave this place. Do you know the answer to this question? I know the branchings of this place, the twistings and bendings and burrowings. Though there are no leaves here, one may take their leave when they wish it. Do you know how to leave? Wrap your hands about you like branches. Make them encircle your chest like a cage. Step from the edge of the maze into the darkness, and into another cage your body shall go. A simple leaving, but there is no return when that final step is taken. So take heed and take what you need before you take the step. Which of the edges of the mazes do I leave by? Which? A question posed to the witch. Which? One of the edges knows, not I. The remembering of which has failed me, and the edges of the maze have had little to say on the matter. You've known how to leave all this time? Then why don't you leave? Why stay when one can leave is your question to me? Ravel breaks into a crooked smile, displaying a row of fangs. I turn the question upon its head and send it just scurrying back to you. The answer lies not in the staying or leaving, but in the causes and reasons, my precious half-man. Don't you want to leave? It is a want, a once want, but not a now want, and more a knotted want. What do I need that lies beyond my brambled walls? It is a cruel, jagged world beyond the edges of this maze, and Ravel has pulled enough of its shards from her skin. Very well. Thank you, Ravel. I must bid you farewell. As you are about to utter your farewell, you suddenly feel a crawling sensation in your skull, and you notice that Ravel's black-veined eyes have taken on a strange predatory fire. You're not going to let me leave, are you, Ravel? A perceptive question, yet it not the real question. Ravel's voice takes on a strange whisper. Very sad. That sends a faint echo through your mind. The question is, do you wish to leave me, half-man? I do not wish to be trapped here in this place, Ravel. It is your home, not mine. No, this. Ravel raises a taloned finger as if warning you. No, it is our home, my precious half-man. 2 immortals shall we be in this black brambled garden, and I shall keep you safe from the plains. I think you know not what you say, Ravel. There is a terrible shimmering in the air around Ravel, and the sound of snapping twigs and cracking tree limbs, and the horrid sound of the trees bending and splintering. What? Ravel's lips peel back and her voice becomes shrill, like a howling wind. What do you know of knowing, half-man? Know this. Know you will stay here until the end days in my brambled garden, never to leave, and you shall love me as you were meant, as you promised. Ravel, calm down. I need to leave, but I shall return. I shall not let you leave. I have the power to keep you here, and I shall use it. My black barbed maze shall not allow you to travel beyond it while I live, my precious man. So the only way I can leave is when you're dead? Very well. Mayhap it is you who have made a mistake by underestimating me, crone.
You have forgotten your place, half-man. Humility is in order.
We'll see, witch.
I feel stronger.
Attend me.
How may I help?
All right. I'm gone.
Valley.
Oh, this isn't good at all. Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that?
I'm hurt.
The clock sings true.
Did you see that?
I'm hurt.
Valley.
I'm hurt.
By the Halfman.
Oh, I did it. Fiendish Eye of Kalimdar. Well-known and respected fiend from the lower planes, Kalimdar was a member of the fated faction in Sigil. His businesses were spread far and wide. Okay. When placed in an empty eye socket, not only does the Fiendish Eye grant the wearer a trace of Kalimdar's fiendish immunities, it also grants the wearer a bonus to their dealings with others, allowing them to thread their way through a conversation and take what they need. Still, the blinding array of opportunities the eye presents to the wearer blinds him to the opportunities he does take, reducing how much he learns from his experiences. Okay. Oh.
All right. I'm gone.
There is nothing I can...
Die.
There is...
Stop working on this. There is... Stop working on this thing. Stop working on this thing.
Dagger's not working in this thing.
There is nothing I can... There is nothing I can...
Oh, wait. The space beneath this brambled arch seems to show a large desert city surrounded by great walls. This must be the prison Ravel mentioned. Fold your arms around you like a cage and leap through the portal. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Off with you. Dead I am.
Then Death's kingdom has sealed its gates to us both. Arise, crone.
Shh. Away with you. I'm dead, and no traffic with the living may I have.
I care little for how you die, but I warn you for the last time. Arise, or I shall slay you where you lie.
I had thought that dying at his hand would fulfill the requirements the past put forth.
You cannot have thought that one would have a chance. You were indulgent to let him think he was successful.
Powerful this incarnation is. And kill me he could have, but for a few tricks I possess. Fortunate was I.
Fortune abandoned you the moment I found you. Has your life prepared you for what is to come, hag?
I am not afraid. Not of the likes of you, ragged thing. Weak Ravel may be, but a few tricks has Ravel learned over the years, and I have known you would come.
The transcendent one.
No longer shall you trouble existence with your presence, witch.
The Outlands.
I'm gone.
Okay. You see one of Kirst's finest. He looks a little bored. What do you want? Don't you know there's a lockdown? What can you tell me about this place? We're under lockdown right now because of the plague. Don't know what's causing it. But we're quarantining sections of the town till we find out. You want something else? I'm looking for a Deva. Then you're looking at the wrong end of the Great Ring, Burke. Because even if there were one here, you'd not be finding it. It'd be locked away like a miser's gold. Forget it then. Farewell. Okay. String of black barb seeds linked together by one of Ravel's long gray hairs. This is one of Ravel's improvised charms. When the string of seeds is sliced in the right spot, the necklace unravels around the caster, surrounding the user with a black barb shield that will help protect them from attacks. It will also damage anyone attempting to harm the caster. Ravel's fingernail. This twisted fingernail of extruded night hag skin has got to be one of the ugliest things you've ever seen. Its mottled green, red, and black surface is almost a foot long, and it seems like it was used alternately as a scratching aid, nose-picking tool, and gardening trowel. Looking at it makes you wish that Ravel did chew her nails, or at least had a nail file with her in the maze. I'll identify it later. Okay. Okay, there was Ravel's maze, and now we're in Cursed. So, alright. That is an excellent spot to stop for the night. So yeah, that's it. Tomorrow night,
Don't you trust anyone here, you got me?
I will be back with Elden Ring. So yeah, until then, everyone have a good night and have a good Tuesday, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.